Hey everyone, how are you? Oh my goodness, it's been a month. It has been a month, you guys. So we'll talk about that, but I got a lot done. So I got some good stuff to show you. So we're gonna talk about August wrap up. We're gonna talk about plans for September. And you're probably gonna hear the dogs. Yep, that's Tori. So I'm in a different spot again because the dogs were blocking my normal spot. Tori was laying out on the outdoor couch on my deck. So I was going to film out there again, but she was taking up the whole couch. And then Chewy was laying in front of my chair. So I moved to the dining room, and all three of them are in here now. Go figure, right? So, anyhow, welcome back. If you're new, thank you for clicking and letting me spend some time with you. I hope that you enjoy what you see and will consider subscribing and clicking the little bell notification for whenever I put out a new video. If you are returning, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. But if you have been following me on my journey, I appreciate you. So, let's get on. Let me show you what August was filled with, I guess is the right words. I have my notes down here. So I'll be looking at those. Coffee screaming sugar, y'all. It's almost here. It's almost Halloween. Halloween and fall are my favorite time of the year. Anyhow, I haven't posted a whole lot on Instagram for everyone to follow my progress for August. And we'll talk about that in life and health updates at the end. And I will give a warning before that time happens because this is probably going to be a little bit of a long video. We're going to talk about quite a bit, actually. So I have stitching to show you. I have some haul to show you. What else do I have? Plans for September. And then a life and health update. And we will just go ahead and get going. So hair. Do you see all these little, can you see all these little baby hairs? Yeah, it's either from my medicine, because my hair keeps breaking off, or I probably didn't help it by wearing my, my Mag Eyes headband thingy, because it goes around here and all the way around. It's plastic, not a strap, and I think I may have broke some of my hair. Sarah said something about it when I went to get my hair done in August, and she's, I don't know what's going on with your hair, but all these little baby hairs are driving me nuts. So I don't know either, but let's get going. I'm gonna try not to spill that coffee on any of my stuff, so I'm gonna try to get it out of the way here. Okay. So, welcome. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you had a fantastic August. I hope that you have big plans for September and you're, whatever the weather is where you're at, you're enjoying it. Here in Michigan, it is still in the 80s during the day, which is better than the hundreds, and getting down to like about 55 at night. So when I got up this morning, it was only 63 in the house, so it was a little chilly. And now it's a little warm. So there's no pleasing the masses, right? Okay, let's start. So for August, I did four projects. Yes, so I did Animal August. So first project that I worked on was Birds and Blooms Garden Max Color. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs artwork by Amy Stewart. And see, I'm not on the tablet right now. I did get to print out some of my projects. Now this is not as pretty colors is what it would be, because I needed more printer ink. So I got that ordered. It's here. Just need to go with it. So anything going forward, hopefully, will be better. So let me have this in the right direction and show you. So Birds and Blooms, I put in a total of 2,215 more stitches for August. Not a super whole lot of work, but I did get, you know, a little over 2,000 stitches in for August. So we're getting there. I only worked on this a couple of days because I had a new start for August, and that one really pulled my attention in when I started it. So this one will get there. This one here is done on 18 count Aida. I am doing 2 over 1 full cross. It's going to be big. This is a ton of fabric. I'm having a hard time now with 18 count, you guys. I have started everything else on 25 count, 1 over 1 full cross, and I'm loving it. I'm loving one thread, less fabric to deal with. Kind of on the bandwagon whether I want to get another hunk of fabric and just scrap this portion and use it for something else, and restart it on 25 count. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm undecided on that one, so put that one off to the side. Let's see, I'm going to show you, I'm going to save my new start for last. So the next one I worked on is my very first Heaven and Earth Designs that I jumped into. And this one caught my eye because Laura, but she pronounces it Laura. And I don't know if that's the accent or if that's really how it's like pronounced. So Laura from Colorful Stitching Girl, I think. I'll have to link her down below. Anyhow, she's back from maternity leave, you guys. I'm so excited. So she had a baby, she's back from maternity leave, and put up a video the other day. So super excited. She is working on the reef as well, Max Color, and I fell in love with her progress, which prompted me to figure out what Heaven and Earth Designs was, which then started my journey down the rabbit hole of the full coverage I had craved so much since I was 14. Another printout. Again, colors are not as bold, but this is the Reef Max Color by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by John and Wright. And I've shown this in previous videos. If you're new here, this will be your first time seeing it. So, the Reef got... And I did take these out of the Q-snaps for this one and another one because I moved the Q-snap. So I had to take it out of the Q-snap. So let me show you this one. I've tried to bundle all of this fabric up so that I could show you. Okay, so now I gotta come back a little bit because, oof, see all this fabric? See what I mean? Like, okay. So, since last time, did I tell you? No, I don't think so. This one got 4,600 more stitches in it. So you can see where the fish are starting to come in more. I'm getting down into the darker colors. You can kind of see, I'm not going to stand up right, but you can kind of see like right in here, that's the ray of light coming down from the surface of the water. And so... fish, you can see the other fish. Ah! I'm trying, you guys. Okay, so this one's looking good in the camera. Again, I'm on a conundrum. 18 count, 2 over 1 full cross on hella big fabric. So, although I want this one to be big, I don't mind it being big. But again, this is all like folded up in like massive fabric. So if I unfold this, oh goodness, this is half. I can't see. So, I mean, this is only half. It's going to be huge. And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that because my initial thought on this one, again, if you're new here, if you've been following me, you know what my plans are for that one. If you're new here, my plan for that one is, because it's so big, because it's done on 18 count and not the 25 that they recommend, my plan is to, you know, have this gigantic piece finished, get a massive piece of plexiglass to put over it, and hubby and I make a frame so that we can put it on the wall, and then I want to get like some little rope lights to kind of shine through the plexiglass so it kind of looks like a fish tank. And then I'll have this giant saltwater, awesome, amazing tank on my wall. I have the wall space for it. But now I'm really, really liking using one thread. So, again, another dilemma. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a little bit to think about it though, because these ones are going away for September and probably October. So it's getting warm in here. I'm gonna tuck my hair. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about my third project. My third project was Supersize Waterhole Master Max Colored. The Rockin' Stitcher's doing that one. Dizzy Stitcher's gonna start it. There's a couple of other people in the official Heaven and Earth Designs group that have posted that are working on that one. So that one, because it's super sized and was going to be like bigger than my fish tank, my aquarium one, I got 22 count fabric before I started working on 25 count fabric. So 22 count fabric, 2/1, full cross. And I was fine with that. Things were going well. I got pretty far on it. I was working on it for August. I put in 231 stitches and wasn't loving it. My stitches were starting to get tight. My stitches looked messy. Even from far away, it kind of looked pixelated because it was so bulky. So when hubby got home, we talked about it. We stood outside in natural sunlight. I stood away from him, like far enough back where you would be like standing looking at it on a wall. And yeah, he could kind of tell that it wasn't as crisp and clear, I guess, is the words I'm looking for. So then he held it back so I could look at it. And yeah, it looked better than when I'm looking at it close up, but I still wasn't convinced. So we talked about it, and he said, if it's not right, it's not right. So I agreed to move down away from all of the confetti and try to work on the elephant, because I had found the elephant in the picture, and I'm like, okay, let me work somewhere else where it's not so confetti heavy and see if I like it any better. Well, I got working on the elephant and realized that I was some stitches off on my counting. And so I went to take that color out to unpick it so that my counting would be on. And in doing so, I put a hole in my fabric. So I sat there looking at all of that work that I had put in on that and contemplated if I could fix it I don't know how, but I contemplated it and thought, I can Google this, I can YouTube it, I can figure this out, I can see if I can try to fix it. And then I thought, as much time as I'm going to spend trying to do that, in 2 minutes I can have new fabric ordered and on its way and restart. So I have 25 count fabric that I will be doing 1/1 full cross on. That will make it more crisp and clear, since I am finding that anything else that I'm stitching on 25 count 1/1 full cross it's like so crisp, like it's not looking pixelated, it's not looking fuzzy, it's not looking crammed in there, the coverage is good, and I'm just enjoying it more. So hubby got home, I explained what happened, told him that I had already ordered the 25 count, and I'm gonna restart that. It's not gonna be soon because I have different plans for the next couple months, but that one will get restarted, so I'm not showing that one to you today. It is in a naughty bag off to the side. I'm going to cut that portion out and reuse that 22 count for some other simple type project that isn't full coverage. So yeah, I'm losing the work that I put into it, and yeah, I'm a little frustrated, but do I want to work the next 5-6 years on a project and not be happy with it in the end if I'm not really happy with it now? So that's where I was at on that one. So live and learn. I was still new to full coverage when I started that one, so yeah, I know going forward that everything will be on 25 count 1/1 full cross. That's just the way it's gonna be. That is my happy spot. I'm still contemplating Birds in Bloom and the Reef for restarts, but I'm gonna think on that for a couple months while I focus on new projects on 25 count. So, my happy place will be there. Okay, enough rambling. 4th whip for August was a new start. With it being Animal August, I had 4 animal charts, and I started Humanity Defined by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is artwork by Penny Gollage, and this one's probably printed out the best color wise. So I was looking for a monkey pattern. I used every search word I could in Heaven and Earth Designs and couldn't find it. So the day that I sat there not feeling well, I went through chart by chart on Heaven and Earth Designs to put any favorites on my wish list, and this one popped up. Humanity Defined would have never been anything that I would have searched for, but I am glad that I found it. I am loving this chart. This is exactly what I had pictured, was a little monkey family. And can we just talk about, look at that baby monkey. Oh my goodness, he is just adorable. So for August, I had a really hard time putting this one down, so this one got the most work. This one got 12,135 stitches. I took this one out of the Q-snap because I had a couple of days in the last week that I couldn't deal with confetti. I needed something other than confetti. So I moved my Q-snap so that I could do a bunch of black. Because I was not going to deal with counting and dealing with confetti, because I would have made a mistake. Guaranteed. So this is where I got to. So I have got the Daddy Monkey's Eyes coming in. And the colors in this one are not colors I would have thought would have been in it. I am working with purples and blues and burgundies in the fur of the monkey. And that's what gives it its depth and dimension. So if I put the light up, I've got the dining room light on. So if you can see, there's purple, there's blues, there's burgundies. You're gonna hear my old fart dog. He's a Springer Spaniel. He's 13. He's old. And he wanders a lot. But he can't leave my side. He separation anxiety. So this one's looking super good, you guys. I love this. And I'm sad to see it go away, but I am super excited for September. And the plans for September with challenges. This is 25 count, 1/1, full cross. Loving it. I think my little terrier just walked around my tripod. So this one, since it's out of the hoop, I'll just, this one's it's not going to be very big, but yet it's going to be a good size. So I've got 3-inch margins. So I am super excited. Look how good that looks. Like you can already see the face starting to transform and come in. And now I really can't wait to get down to that baby. So this one will also sadly go away. But I think if I don't put it away, like I'm gonna sit here and monogamous, right? Monogamous stitcher, monogamously stitch on just this one because I love it. I have other projects I want to start and get started and work on, so that one's gonna go away for just a little bit. I may have to bring it back out and like break my rules for September because I really love it. Okay, what else is on my list? Okay, so stitch counts. My goal for August was to stitch more than I did in July. And I did. I totally did. And there's a reason for that, which we'll talk about in life and health updates. So, in July, I did a lot of stitching, but for August, my total stitch count was 19,181. I did good. You guys. That's nothing to like scoff at, right? And when I figured it up, that's 3,660 more stitches. 3,664 more stitches than I did in July. So I'm pretty proud of that. There's a huge reason why that happened, but I got a lot done. The sucky part is that I ditched a project to restart, and I may possibly ditch 2 more to restart, but my monkey's got a lot of work, right? So give and take. You gotta figure it out. Okay, so we got through that. I also started a diamond painting, and I know this is cross stitch. I do other crafts. I haven't diamond painted since March, I think. Last one I did was the baby dragon I showed you guys. So I felt the need to, on the days that I couldn't concentrate and count stitches, I needed something else to focus on. So I started a diamond painting. I'll show you real quick, because I don't want to do just a little video on diamond painting and what little bit I did. You know, a lot of people do like unboxings and stuff, and I love to watch those because more stuff goes on my wish list. But I don't really want to do a video on it. So let me find, is there a picture in there? I'm looking, sorry guys. Okay, so this one is a Diamond Art Club, and it was bought in the beginning of the year on one of their sale days. And They're not sale days, but I had a coupon for it. It was a new release and a coupon. When I took this out of the box, there was no supply sheet with the peel off stickers that you can put on your little containers for your gems, and there was no sticker. I think this is only the second Diamond Art Club one. Yeah, it's only the second Diamond Art Club one that I've gotten, but it was in my first one. And in all of the unboxings, it's in there. And it said on the box that it would be in there, but it wasn't in there. So I don't have the little sticker thing to show you. And the box is like a hologram, so it's not going to show up good on camera. So anyhow, I'm just going to kind of, might not see my face there for a minute, I don't think. I'm just trying to make sure I got it centered. Okay, so this is the one that I'm starting, that I started. I don't even know what you're seeing because I can't see. So this is Garfield and Odie. It's a Garfield Christmas. I hope you've seen that okay, because literally I couldn't see what I was doing. So I've got a bit of a start. Let me move plastic up. Crinkles, sorry. I just kind of want to show you. Yeah, it's not working. I knew I should have just used the phone and turned it around. So anyhow, I got to start down here on the floor. So I busied myself with that. The reason that I picked this one for August, A, it's animal. It was Animal August for me, right? And B, Dylan loves Garfield. And he loves Christmas. Just going to pop this back over my light pad. Sorry. So he loves Garfield. He loves Christmas. That was the main purpose in buying that one. So I brought it out for Animal August. Worked on it 2 days so far. And Dylan is coming home in a couple weeks for a few days. So I wanted to have, every time I talk to him on the phone, you know, what projects are you working on? Any more diamond painting? So I wanted to get something going. I don't think I'm going to have it done by the time I pick him up next week on Friday. But I'll have a good start on it, and he'll probably sit here with me and work on it with me, like handing me the colors I need while he's home, because we do some crafting when he's home. Last time he was home, we did tie-dye. This time he's not sure what he wants to do for crafts, but we always find something to do, and then he can take it back home with him when he goes back home. Okay, now let's see what else. September. Plans for September. So some of the cross stitch groups, and I've heard a lot of people talking about sampler September. Not a sampler person. I love the long dog samplers. I do not like the ones with like an alphabet in them. I don't know. There's something about them. And I know I don't have to do the alphabet, and I could just do like the cute little motifs. I get that. But that's another chart. It's another piece of fabric and another project. When I have so many here, I already want to start. And I'm not, like, I want to do a long dog, but I'm looking for the right floss, because I don't know if I want to do like all one color. I think I want to do a variegated. So I've been looking at some fancy flosses to see where I can get like a giant bundle that would do a whole project that's not going to break the bank. So that's my dilemma on that. So I've been looking at that. But so I'm not going to do sampler September. Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, has talked about how she's going to do Start It All September. And I like that idea because I have a lot I want to start. And then there's other groups that are doing Spooky September. So I'm going to do a combination of both, because I like spooky September. I want to get going on my Halloween ones. I want to work on those. I've got one started that I showed a few videos back, and that is Out Trick-or-Treating, I believe, by Heaven and Designs. So that one will come back out. And I have 3 other Halloween charts that I want to start for spooky September. So it kind of goes along with Start It All. Now, I do have more fabric and more charts that I could start in September, but I'm going to focus on the Halloween ones first, get those started, and then if I need something different, then I'm going to start something different, because I make my own rules and I can do that. So for for September, let me just refresh your memory. For September, this one is Out Trick-or-Treating by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the one that was shown in previous videos of mine that I've started. So this one will be coming back out. I will be starting, where to go? Yes. Heaven and Earth Designs Trick or Treat by Randall Spangler. This was a rack, so a random act of kindness gifted to me by Steph at Total Stitch Show. She's awesome. You guys, I was having such a bad day the other day, and I don't know why I didn't get a YouTube notification that she posted, but all of a sudden it popped up and it said 4 days ago. Great. Thanks, YouTube. Like, but for whatever reason that day, I was having a horrible day and drowning myself in YouTube and FLOSSTUBE, watching all the things, and I came across stuff, and her video was what I needed. She's funny and she's quirky and I love her. And I needed that. I needed that day. So I truly feel that I didn't get a notification because it wasn't the right day for me to watch that. And then I reached out to her and chatted with her for a little bit and just let her know how much I appreciate her and her videos and her kindness and her big heart. So Steph is working on this one along with, oh goodness, I forget her name. Nightmare Before Stitchmas, though. Steph recommended that one to me, and I went over and watched her, and she's a doll too. I just love her. So she's also working on this one. So Trick or Treat, Randall Spangler. And that is what it's going to look like. So it's just a big old trick or treat house. So I'll be starting that one. I've been waiting to start this one with Steph. I see both of their progresses on it, and I'm like, yes, I love it. I need a haunted house in my life, right? So that one will be started. I am going to start Mini Vampire Dragonling. I seen this one in one of this Facebook groups that I'm in, and I'm loving it. This is artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. It's kind of a small picture, so I'm gonna enlarge it real quick. So that's what this one looks like. Love it. Totally me. It's got the skulls, it's got the creepiness, it's got cuteness, and this one will get started. This is a mini, so it's not going to be as big as my other ones. These are all going to be started 25 count, 1/1 full cross. The other one that I'm going to be starting is Voodoo in Violet by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Again. Isn't she spooky? Oh my gosh, I love her. I love her. And seeing the purples in her hair and in the voodoo doll and in her wings. And I've been wanting to stitch a person, I guess. And this is cartoonish. I get it. I'm waiting to find the perfect chart. I've seen a couple of them on Heaven and Earth Designs. They are in my wish list. Because I think they'd be super cute for my kiddo. Not that they're cute. What's the word I want to use? They're pretty and they're sexy. So, my youngest is going to be 21 in October. And you know how that age group is, right? So, I found a couple of sexy ladies that are real people. And the charts are amazing. And the mock-up is great, and I want to do them. And when I get them done, we can frame them, and he can put them up in his apartment because he likes eye candy, right? Who doesn't? So, if I have the material to start this other one, maybe I'll start it. Maybe not. Depends on how hooked on these ones I get. This one is just called Halloween. This one was done by someone on Etsy. I had started it on 28 count fabric that I had gotten from Michael's, I believe. And I had talked in a previous video, maybe 2 videos ago, about how I felt like 1/1 full cross, like because the fabric was so stiff, it was shredding my floss, with it just being one strand of floss. So I ditched it. But I did order the 25 count fabric for this one. So this one may get started as well. So this is Halloween by someone on Etsy. If I can find it, I'll link it. So this is this one. So it's different than the Randall Spangler one. This one actually has like all these cute little, can you see all those trick-or-treaters in costume? Super cute. Loving it. So this one may get started as well. So I may have 4 new starts instead of 3 for September. And there may be even more than that if I get too much into confetti and not liking it and need to switch projects. I may bring out a couple of my other ones because I was gifted a chart by Suki, the Brown Eyed Stitcher, and it's a lot of, it looks like a lot of like big chunks of color. And that one is also a Heaven Earth Design full coverage. So that one may get pulled out and started if I need something that's not so confetti heavy. Okay. Haul. Let's talk about haul. So I've seen you guys, some of you FLOSSTUBE cross-stitchy friends out there with these cool bags from Amazon. So I went looking on Amazon. I got the big ones. So these comfortably, I'll just for size reference, I'll see if I can find the link for these, link them down below. You can see they're huge. I got the bigger ones because of a couple of my projects are on that 18 count and there's a lot of fabric, and I want, when I'm working on, so I want, okay, it's one of those days, you guys. By the way, FLOSSTUBE number 9, September 1st. Seriously, I gotta get it together. I need more coffee is the problem. You know, you guys, I'm a freaking hot mess. Okay. Rewind. I wanted them to be able to fit in the bag, and I wanted each project to have their own bag. So I had like 4 waterproof pillowcases with zippers. So one was being used to cover whatever project was on my Lowry so that the cat didn't jump on it. And if Chewy, my old man, shook his head, he didn't fling slobber all over my stuff. So in the other 3 bags, I had all of my projects in. And I noticed that by rubbing up against each other, some of my floss is getting fuzzy. So I ordered two packs of these. So in my Q-snap, which I convert my Q snaps to an 8x11. That's what size works comfortably for my Lowry stand. So an 8x11 Q snap with a project in it with all that hella fabric for those 18 count ones that I'm doing. Fits in here, it zips, no problems. And then I didn't bring the storage boxes out here, but I did buy a couple of like collapsible boxes with lids. So one is the current projects like for that month that I'm working on are in there, and the bags fit great in there. Lid fits on great, everything's protected. And then the other one are for English. The other one is for the projects that I'm not working on currently, but each in their own bag. I can see through that and see the printout. However, I've been contemplating getting some of those like key tag, luggage tag looking cheap little things on Amazon that have the little piece of paper you can write on, because obviously these projects are going to take a while. And that way there I can just kind of flip up my key tag, and I'm not trying to like, you know, peer through this plastic bag that's got like a mesh in it. And I can just quickly find my project. So that's that. My other piece of haul was, so I talked about in the beginning how I wasn't sure if my Mag Eyes thing, it's not the original Mag Eyes that I got. It's not a band that comes here and then your magnifier's down here. It's one that, you know, it goes over your head. It's adjustable, and then the visor part comes down, and it's got your magnifier. It's working great, and I love it. It is getting hot to wear it, so on the hot days, like, I feel like it's like slipping down my head. I tighten it, it's too tight, I'm putting it on. I think that may have contributed to some of the breakage in my hair, constantly readjusting it. So I was putting on one of my skull caps, my bandana skull caps that I wear when I'm riding in the Jeep, and that was protecting my hair, but the damage was already done. And again, between my meds and that thing, it didn't do my hair any good. And I like my ball caps, so I was looking for something that didn't have to like wear as a headband that would be hot. So I found a hat eyes, I think is what they're called on Amazon. So, and I wear my baseball caps a lot. So this has a clip on here. It's crooked, but it's set to where it looks straight when I look through it. So it's got this big clip on it. It goes under the bill. And it's got like this. So you can, it's got an adjuster here, and then you can just bring it down, right? So, and you can position it how you need it to look through it. It's working out perfect. I think it's a little wonky from the packaging and the shipping. I just been playing with it and trying to bend it back to where it needs to be. So literally I can keep my glasses on, flip this down. Hubby comes home, I can flip it up. When I'm done for the night, I flip it under and then put my hat down on a soft surface so that it doesn't get scratched. But I don't get as hot in my hats as I do wearing a skull cap and that big headband thing. And my ball caps don't break my hair. Okay. So that was that haul. Big piece of haul. We've been like working on like organizing and everything to have a place, and there'd be a place for everything. And so hubby and I were talking about my cross stitch and how to organize. So I have the double-sided box that all of my floss is bobbinated in. And while that's working great, on the days that my hands are hurting really bad, I can't, I'm having a hard time flipping it to get to the other side. And so a lot of times I work a ton of colors on the part of the pattern that I'm in for that side of colors. And then I'll close the lid and lock it down and then flip it and start working. So I'm not flipping like every color if they're not in the same, on the same side. And while that's working fine, I do have a ton of the floss from that, from back when I was 14 to about 20, where hubby and I bought a bunch of floss and worked on completing my DMC full line. And then they came out with more snots. And they discontinued some and replaced them with others. So anyhow, I separated everything into Ziploc bags and numbered it. And I needed another color the other day. And it took me 30 minutes to find that color because I have 2 huge freezer bags full of the 3000 range. And I needed to look for one color. And that same color has probably 6 other colors almost identical to it. So I was pulling them out, looking at them, you know, trying to find the right number. So that took up like a half an hour, maybe a little bit more, of my time that I could have been stitching. And then when I found it, then I had to bobbinate it and deal with all that. And then I had to cut my length off and I had to separate it so that I could start stitching again. So we got on the subject of talking about trying to organize all of that floss. And so Stitching by the Shore has an amazing organization. She bought a bunch of the iris containers with like all the little pull-out drawers. She's got a drawer for each color. And so I got looking at those. And it's going to be almost $400 for me to get, I believe it's 8 of them that I need so that each color has its own drawer. And so then we started looking at other options for storing all my extra floss. And Iris brand is a good brand, but you like pay for the name, right? So we got looking, and Harbor Freight has the same thing. So instead of them being like $35 to $50 per box of drawers, they're $19.99. And while they don't have as many drawers, I will need a couple more than 8, more like 12 or 13, I think, because there's only 40 drawers in each one versus like 64. But because they're so much cheaper a piece, it's only going to be a couple $100 to get all those. So we're saving almost $200 to go that route. So that's what we decided to do. So we're at some point in time going to get those. So that dilemma is solved. The other dilemma was the whole, having to bobbinate the floss, flip the box, reaching down in there, like my cuticles are getting like cardboard cuts on them, and my skin's already not good from all the meds that I'm on. So like around my fingers, all the skin's peeling off and drying. And so on top of that, I'm getting like cardboard paper cuts from reaching down in there. I don't want to go buy the plastic ones, because then again, that kind of defeats the purpose. I'm trying to save some time. So we started looking at Annie's Keepers. I looked at some ones on Etsy. I found they don't have the removable floss strap tag. It's just a solid wooden bar with like the square cut out, and they're like engraved and pretty and filigree patterns, whatever. And those are pretty, and I like them. And it was like I don't know, like $65-$70 for the whole set on Etsy. So I thought, ooh, I'll send a picture of that to hubby. Let's see what he thinks about that. So he comes back with, get them. So added them to my cart, went to do the checkout process, and they're coming from Ukraine, which does not bother me at all. However, with everything going on in Ukraine, I don't know how easy and quickly it would be for somebody to get to the post office, or however they do their mail over there, to get it shipped out. So I don't know how long it would take to ship it, how long it would take to get from there to here, which I probably would have had them by now. It's neither here nor there. So, and it was like $28 shipping, which was still going to put them at like almost $100. I'm like, okay, is that really what I want? So then I got looking, got thinking, brainstorming. I'm like, okay, well, if I want to travel with a project, I would need to take the whole box, because I'm going to keep the floss that's bobbinated for other projects, backup floss, whatever. I'm not going to unbobinate everything. So that box will stay that way. But if I'm going to be traveling with a project, I'm going to have to take the big old box full of all the sliders of the floss, because they're all on a bar, right? So I'm going to have to take the whole bar. So then I got looking at other things, and I just kept going back to the Annie's Keepers and the fact that those, you can take the whole slider, you can snap them off. So if I'm going to be traveling with a project, I can unsnap a couple of the colors that I would be working with and just throw them in the bag with me. I don't have to take the whole case. I don't have to take the bar, nothing like that. And that appealed to me a little bit more than having to take my full thing of DMC. So hubby and I had talked about the Annie's Keepers, and then I had kind of went back to, that doesn't solve my problem of all the extra floss, so we brainstormed more on that than we did Annie's Keepers. Well, I reached out to Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher, and we talked about Annie's Keepers, and I decided to order those. So those are on the way. They should be, it's a holiday weekend. I don't know. There was a mix-up with the shipping. For whatever reason, part of my account says one address and the shipping label says another address. It was just a huge shipping mix-up. I don't know if my phone auto-filled and didn't fill in the correct address. So anyhow, it got to the post office. The address on the shipping label didn't exist, obviously. The city was wrong. But so it got sent back to the shop. And then I got confirmation. I contacted the shop owner, talked to her. She's super sweet about everything. We got everything figured out, and she's reshipping them to the correct address. So I got, it was a little bit of a delay in that, and but they received my package back, and she's reshipped. I got a tracking email yesterday. Says 3 days. Holiday weekend, I don't know. So hopefully it would be super great if they were here on Saturday, but with Labor Day being on Monday, I might not get them until next week. So Annie's Keepers are on their way. That will be my solution for that. We've got a solution for my extra floss. Just have to get the the boxes with the drawers. So those are taken care of. Okay. We're going to talk about life and health update. My video is almost an hour long already. Let's just do another video instead of having it so long, but that's all right. It is what it is. This may be a trigger for some, so I'm doing a trigger warning. If you're just here for the stitching, thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day, a great I hope you get to stitch a lot, you know, and you can go ahead and head out to the next FLOSSTUBE you want to watch. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you're staying, trigger warning. That's all I can tell you is trigger warning. It may be a hard one to swallow. I'm not going to go into extreme details, but I'm going to go a life and health update and the reasoning behind my madness for August. So, snuggle in, beverage of choice is what it is. Okay. First off, I talked about in my last video about the SI injections into my sacroiliac joints for my hips because physical therapy made it to where I could barely walk. So mom took me, had that done. While I'm not really seeing any improvement, I can walk better. And I don't know if it's due to the injections or the fact that I'm just not in physical therapy anymore until things are healing. We're supposed to be finding out the reasoning behind my neuropathy in my feet, but apparently they're wanting to address the hip issue first, and then I don't know if we're going to address the back issue or not. So that's that. It's done. It's over with. I have bruising on my backside. Still uncomfortable to lay in bed at night. Still hurts to walk. It's getting better slowly, but I don't know if this is the answer or not. That's that. I did a girls' day with my mom. So we actually had 2 girls' days unexpectedly. So I had scheduled for us to go get our hair done together, which we always do. And there was a scheduling error. I didn't schedule it right. So my mistake. I went and picked her up, went to get her hair done, and she only had time for one of us because I only booked 1 appointment. I didn't book 2 piggyback appointments like I usually do. So my mom said, go ahead and get yours done. You have a wedding reception that you guys are DJing this weekend. Just go do yours first. So did that. Got my mom rescheduled to a Friday that we were planning to do girls' day anyways because it was the day before her birthday. So went and picked her up the day before her birthday. Took her to get her hair done. We went to lunch. We did some shopping. Got some amazing deals at Kohl's on their clearance racks. Plus, I saved like 20% off with a coupon and like another 22% for applying for a Kohl's card, which I did not qualify for. And I told her I wouldn't. I said, you know, not going to qualify for that. We're working on fixing the credit, but I'm not going to qualify. And she said, well, even if you just apply and get denied, you will still get like a 22% off or $26 off or whatever. So anyhow, I put my mom's stuff up on the counter and paid for her stuff as part of her birthday present, which I thought she was going to smack me into Kohl's. Like, she just got like that mama bear look, like, how dare you? And she told me if I would have known that, I only would have picked out 1 shirt. Okay, well, she picked out 8, and they were like $5 a piece, and then we had coupons, and so, like, whatever. I'm buying them. Happy birthday. I don't have to go shopping now. It was a method to my madness for stopping at Kohl's. So anyways, we walked out of there with, like, this whole pile of stuff and like 3 bags for like $56, and I saved over $200. So I love Kohl's for that reason. But yeah, so we only paid like $4 or $4.50 per shirt that we picked out, which was awesome. What else? Okay, so job hunting, still doing that. I'm getting to the trigger warning that I warned you about. Trust me. So job hunting, tons of applications, tons of rejections. And I told my hubby, I'm like, you know, one can only be rejected so many times before they feel worthless. So I'm completely qualified for all of these jobs that I've applied for, but I'm getting rejection letters that they've moved on to somebody else and I wasn't chosen for even to have an interview. So that's like really like just self-degrading. it's just a blow. It's just a blow to your self-esteem, you know. So it is what it is. If it's not my time to go back to work yet, it's not my time. I did have an interview yesterday, first one. The lady that interviewed me, super sweet. I felt very comfortable around her. She had other interviews before me. So she called me yesterday to ask if I want to do an interview at 1. Yep, let me get ready. I'll be there in a little while. So I did that. The interview went great. I have all the qualifications. I have the experience. It is working in an office that handles group homes for special needs. So it's perfect. Like, I have all of that experience, but this is an office position because I can't do in-home healthcare anymore. So she said she had 2 more interviews after me, I believe, and then 1 this morning, and that I should hear something today because they're hoping to make a decision. So I'm just waiting on that call. And she may have tried to call, but I was smart about it, and I put my phone on airplane mode. So I'll just have to check my voicemail. I was hoping I would have heard before I did the video, so I would have that answer for you. But if you're following me on Instagram, watch there. If not, I'll update in my next video. So that's going on with that. Labor Day weekend. I hope you all have a great Labor Day weekend. I hope you have some fun plans. Ours are to go to the Amish flea market on Saturday after hubby gets done working. He has to go in the morning for a few hours. And then we're going to go to an event that's going on Saturday night. A musical type event, music, electric dance, EDM, electric dance music or something like that. He was trying to explain to me. Anyhow, we're going to go to that. Sunday, he's got to go in for a little bit with it being a holiday weekend and work for a couple hours. And then Sunday night, we are attending the Kid Rock concert with my son. So that'll be fun. So that'll be my second concert ever because I went to Zach Brown last month. July. Sorry, in July. Hang on. Midnight. My mouse. Sorry. She's sharpening her claws on my end table. So we've got that planned, and then Monday, Labor Day, we're just gonna. He's not working, so we're gonna hang at home, and we're gonna watch Netflix and chill and just take it easy. 2 full days of walking around and all of the activity. I'm gonna be down on Monday. I'm not going to be able to do a 3rd day of something. So that's our plans for Monday, is just relaxing before he has to return back to a full work week after working a full week this week plus the weekend. All right. Now it's trigger warning. I'm going to explain why August was so productive for me as far as stitching. So August is a trigger month for me. 5 years ago, I lost my dog, who was 16 years old. I had had him since he was 3 weeks old, and he was my best friend. Like, he completely took all the hits from Dylan when Dylan and Cam would get into a fight, and Dylan would, like, raise his hands and whatever. Max would step in the middle and take the hits. When Dylan was self-destructing and would run out towards the main road at the end of our driveway, we at the old place that we lived, we had an excavating company down the road. So these big excavating trucks, you know, they would blow by, and I followed them down that road before, and I'm doing 70 in a 55 and still can't catch them. So it's very dangerous. And Max he would just deadbolt to the end of the driveway and get to Dylan before I could get him. And the first time he did it, he scared the crap out of me because he's baring his teeth and he's growling and stepping towards Dylan. And so I tried to call him back, and I tried to get close to him, and I didn't want to upset him and have him, like, knock Dylan down and bite, because I didn't know if he was going to do that. Like, he'd never showed aggression before. So the first time that happened really spooked me. But then I realized that what he was doing is blocking Dylan from the road. And he was growling and showing his teeth, and he would take a step towards Dylan, and Dylan would take a step back. So he literally did that until Dylan was backed up against me, and I could get him and keep him safe until the truck went by. So that dog was like my guardian angel. Like, he was amazing. So 5 years ago, I lost him in August. He was 16 years old. And a bunch of other stuff happened in August 5 years ago after that, which just crumbled my world even more. So 5 years ago in August, my world completely shattered. About 12 years before that, my world had shattered as well. So August is a huge trigger month for me. Now, I try to not let it be, and I try to keep myself busy, and in the past it has worked. But in the past, I was also on my PTSD meds. I was on my paroxetine. Well, she took me off of those this year. So this is the first August that I have not had my PTSD meds on a regular basis. I'm on something different, and obviously it did not work for August. Also, in previous years, I've had my son at home. Cam lived at home. This is the first August that he has not been with me every day because he lives in another town and he works 6 days a week. Hubby has worked a ton of hours each week. And I didn't have that distraction. I had my stitching, yes, but when you're going through something like that, sometimes you can't concentrate and count, and it doesn't matter what you do, it's not enough distraction. And so there were days that there just wasn't enough distraction. So for August, I had planned on doing a 2-week follow-up and then an end of the month wrap-up. I couldn't do it. So I did my sessions with my therapist. I went in and seen her yesterday because she was right after. Usually I talk to her on the phone. She calls me because I don't want to drive into town just for that. I don't want to leave my house just for that. Like, I'm such an introvert. It's ridiculous. So my appointment with her was right after my interview yesterday. So I went and seen her in the office. And I broke down. And we talked about everything. And the fact that it was just a really, really bad year leading up to August and not having the distractions and someone here with me at some point in time, in and out every day, whatever. Like, yeah, I might come home at night, but, it wasn't the same. It's not like I had somebody to constantly, chat with in person every day. So we talked about all that, but I did have like a complete mental and emotional breakdown for August. So my head down, focused, watched a lot of FLOSSTUBE, watched a lot of other YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to that keep me busy during the day. So that's where all of my stitching came in. The couple of days that I couldn't do the stitching, I got out the diamond painting because that doesn't really take a whole lot of effort to do that. So I drowned myself in that. I vacuumed my house once this month, or for the month of August, which is not me. I'm usually vacuuming all the time because of the dogs and the cat and my 2 birds. Throw feathers everywhere. I think I cooked 2 or 3 times this month. I didn't have anything in me other than to try to keep my head down, stay focused with constant YouTube videos and stitching and crafting. So it was a horrible month. Absolutely horrible. But we're September 1st now. So we're moving on. And it's just really hard because if if you have PTSD, you'll know what I mean. But if not, there are certain triggers that will bring on a panic episode, a meltdown, whatever you want to call it. So, and FLOSSTUBE did that to me the one day because I clicked on it, and the couple doing the FLOSSTUBE reminded me of my past. So every day in August, I didn't sleep much. I was up and down a lot. It was hurting. My RA was flared up, probably from the stress. I was a little snappy. Sorry, Tori is scratching. Hey, sis. She's scratching next to my tripod. Anyways, so August was hard. August is always hard, but this is probably the hardest August since my world crumbled about 12 years ago and 5 years ago. So I thought that I was moving forward and doing better, but this wasn't my year. So all of that to say, that's why I didn't update a couple weeks into August. That's why I got a crap ton of stitching done. That's why I started diamond painting. Yeah. That's why I have been very quiet. Maybe not commenting on your videos. Maybe not commenting on your Instagram. Not answering my phone. Not answering messages. I just tried to stay distracted. When you sit at home all day long and you've got just your animals, like, your mind wanders, and I try to stop that because being haunted by your past every day, it's not fun. So I'm going to move on from that before I start having another emotional mental breakdown and start bawling my eyes out on camera. Whew. Moving on. Let's see, what else? I talked about Dylan coming home. Just turn my page. What else? Oh, and to add to that, I found out that my mail lady has cancer. So she was not looking good the other day when she stopped in and explained. She told me that she's been going through chemo. I don't know what kind of cancer, but her outlook on it is she's going to beat this no matter what. She has a daughter, an adult daughter with Down syndrome. And so I did let her know that if she needs anything, or if I need to, come over and sit for a while, or just get her daughter and go have a girls' day, that we can do that so she can rest. So if you're the praying type, if you could add her to your prayer list, send good vibes, good juju, whatever it is that you do, her and I would appreciate it. My friend Munchie got married, so that was fun. That was the wedding reception I was talking about that we got my hair done for. Outdoor wedding. Amazing redneck kicker Billy people. Just love them. We were riding quads. They were all out dancing. We played until 2 a.m. That is the longest wedding reception that we have done in a really, really long time, because since the pandemic, it seems like every reception that we do, most people are heading out about 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's shutting down. It's not, the midnight 1 o'clock like we had prior to 2020. But this backyard was hopping, y'all. So we camped there with our friends, and we rode quads. They had, the mud bog. Munchie got down in her wedding dress, got down on the ground on the wet grass, because of course after the wedding it rained, and it rained most of the night for the reception. But we had the big tents set up and stuff, and nobody cared. People were standing out in the rain around the bonfire. People were riding the quads. People were dancing. We had the part for our DJ equipment, and like the place for everybody to dance was covered with big canopy tents. But so in her wedding dress, Munchie got on the ground, did the alligator with everybody. So it's just, that was like the highlight of my month of August, and the weekend that I was able to drink my sorrows away, I guess. So I had a good time. I did have a good time that weekend. I was buzzing most of the weekend, I will have you know that, to try and cope with everything. But it was fun. That was a great time. And, all right, let's see. My friend is expecting her first baby in March. So that's exciting. They're closing on their house, which is not very far from where I live. With me being just around the corner, I'm hoping that I get to see them quite often, and that I get some baby time. And so I am going to need to find a project to do for baby. I'm waiting to find out if they're going to find out the gender, and if they're going to have a theme for the nursery. So there's a ton of cute baby charts out there. I don't know what I want to do yet. So I'm just waiting for more information, because if she's doing a certain theme in the baby's bedroom, then that's kind of what I want to lean towards. So that may be in my next update video, my plans for that. Cam has decided to get back on the candle making bandwagon. So he's been making candles in mason jars. He's sold a ton of them, and he has more orders coming in. So we talked about, instead of buying brand new mason jars, which we've been doing with the 50% off Joann's coupons, buying cases of mason jars. Instead of doing that, why not go thrift store shopping and see what we can find, and maybe do some candles, since the holidays are coming and holiday shopping is coming. Do some candles in teacups, and that way we can repurpose some of those cheap finds in the thrift stores before they become part of the landfill. So we're going to do that, and we're also asked a couple of people, and then we ourselves are going to save like packing materials, so like bubble wrap and any of the packing paper and the boxes that we get from stuff coming in, reuse that, because he does have some orders that are going to need to be shipped out of state. And instead of buying all of that brand new, why not repurpose, right? Like reduce, reuse, recycle, to help a little bit with our footprint. So we're doing that. So we're gonna, if I don't get hired in somewhere, then probably not this Monday, because it's Labor Day, but the following Monday, we're probably going to plan a trip. He's going to come get me, and we're going to go thrift store shopping. And we're going to try to hit all the different thrift stores that day, because that's his day off. So we're going to have a Mom and Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. And that'll make me happy, is spending time with my kid. And it just warms my heart that my kid, who's going to be 21, like, has a full life, works 6 days a week, and still wants to take his day off and spend time with his mama. So he is my rock, and not having him here last month, that was hard. It was hard. And then let's just talk. I have a funny moment. We're going to end on a super, super funny from Dylan. So we're going to end with that. So I promise. We're almost an hour and a half in. I'm going to end on a funny. So Dylan calls me the other day and says, so he calls my mom Uma, and my dad is Oompa. Because with his, him being autistic, and with his speech when he was younger, he couldn't say grandma and grandpa. So my mom and dad became Uma and Oompa. And then when he could get to grandma and grandpa, that's what he called Mike's mom and dad. And so we were able to differentiate when he was talking which set of grandparents he was talking about, which is perfect. So to this day, both of my boys, being adults, Still call them Oompa and Oompa. And I just love it. So he calls me the other day. Says, Mom, I have to tell you something. I said, yeah? What's that? He's like, Uma's getting old. I said, yeah? Are you sure? And he says, yeah, her birthday's coming up. She's going to be in the double digits. And I said, I kind of giggled and I said, yeah, she's kind of been in the double digits since she turned 10, Dylan. He goes, I know. She's going to be 66 and she's in the double digits. And you know what's really, really weird? And I said, I don't know, babe. What? She doesn't even have any gray hair. She's old and she doesn't have any gray hair. And I just couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, oh, Dylan. And so I had to tell my mom and dad that story. And I told Sarah, my friend that does my hair, that story. I think I've told everybody but you guys that story. But now you know. And so that was just kind of funny because my mom does have some gray hair. We just go and get her hair done and she gets colored and covers it up. So Dylan doesn't see her very often with gray hair. Silver tinsel. And I told him, I said, I have silver tinsel in my hair too, Dylan. You just can't see it because I'm blonde and it just kind of blends in. So, anyhow. That brightened my spirits a little bit. So I thought I would share with you guys. So, okay. I'm done. That's all I got. It's a lot. I know. I'm sorry. If you're here for the long haul, thanks. But that is my update. And I know that there's a few out there that have been wondering what happened to me. Because I haven't talked to them at all in the month of August. So, and I've gotten messages from some and just not responded because my heart just wasn't in it. And I was trying not to relive anything. So going forward, hoping for a good September, hoping for a lot of progress. I don't know if I'll go to work or not. That's not, I can't make anybody hire me, right? So all I can do is keep applying, and when the time is right, somebody will call. So I'll hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be back in a couple weeks to update you on what I've been doing. And our thrift store finds, because I'm hoping to find some stuff that I can use as finishes for my smaller projects that I've finished, and I have some smaller ones I do want to work on and finish. So, that's it, guys. I love you all. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you if you're new here for listening to my ramblings. I hope that you will like and subscribe, boost up my algorithm. Give me all the feel-good vibes. It's been a rough month, so I'm hoping September is more brightened, and as we get closer to the holidays and family getting together more, and winter, not that I'm ready for fall. Don't get me wrong, I'm ready for fall. But when the snow flies, people don't expect me to leave my house. So I look like less of an introvert and snob. So winter months are easier because I'm not expected to go anywhere and do anything. So on that note, I love you. I hope that you all have a great September. I hope that you get to do everything that you love. I hope that everything goes well. I hope you all are doing well. I appreciate you. God bless you all. If you're feeling anything like I did in August, don't do what I did and close up. Reach out. I got it. I got you. It's not fun suffering alone, but I couldn't burden anybody. Not last month. It was too hard. So, if you need me, I am here. I am on Instagram. Cheap Girl Stitches and Switches. I am on Facebook. Some of you are in the same groups that I am, so my name is out there, and I've explained to you that who I am on FLOSSTUBE, so you will be able to find me on Facebook. But message me on Instagram. We can exchange phone numbers and chat. If you're feeling alone, I got you. Don't suffer by yourself. I'm used to it, but I don't expect anybody else to be. So, until next time, you guys, I hope that you have a great day. Thank you for sticking around.